This is a story of a widow who glanced through life and who went through life without her husband and filled with so much emotions and grief. And this story today is titled The Empty Chair. Now, if you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I have lots of amazing content I put out here for your view and for your perusal. So stay tuned as I read out this story to you. You will obviously love the story. It says, The Empty Chair. Mariam sat quietly by the window, staring at the empty chair across from her. For months, that chair had been untouched, holding memories too heavy to move. It was her husband's favorite spot, where he sipped his morning tea, read the newspaper, and laughed at the smallest things. When he passed away unexpectedly, the house became unbearably silent. The ticking clock was now the loudest sound, and the laughter that once filled the rooms had vanished. Miriam kept setting the table for two. She kept setting the table for two out of habit, then pushing the extra plate away with trembling hands. One rainy afternoon, her granddaughter came to visit. The little girl, full of innocence, climbed into the empty chair and looked at Miriam with bright eyes. "Grandma, why don't you sit with me? Grandma couldn't want you to be lonely. Grandma wouldn't want you to be lonely." Tears streamed down Miriam's face as she reached across the table, holding the tiny hands that reminded her of love still present even in absence. That day, Miriam realized the empty chair wasn't just a reminder of what she lost, it was also a reminder of what she had still had. Family, love, and the chance to live fully for the ones who remained. For the first time in months, she smiled through her tears. Like the power of grief. Grief is so disheartening and so painful. It's something like I don't wish on anyone because I myself have experienced grief. Like grief messes up with your head, your mind, and everything that you stand to possess. Like you don't even feel yourself anymore because grief can take over your entire being, and you begin to wonder. You live in delusion. You begin to wonder, like you see things blurry, and you begin to wonder, oh, would I have changed this? If I'd done this, would I change this? Like, it's something I don't really wish on anyone. You know, it's quite painful. It is really painful. And this is another story of an empty chair, which is also a story of grief. Every morning, Ruth placed two cups on the table, one filled with steaming tea, the other left untouched. The chairs across from her remained empty, but she couldn't bring herself to stop setting it. The chair had been her husband's place for 40 years. It was where he read his newspaper, where he teased her about adding too much sugar to his tea, where he reached across the table to hold her hand when words weren't enough. Now silence filled the room. The tick of the clock sounded louder. The house felt larger, and the chair became a constant reminder of her loss. Friends told her to put away, to move on, but she couldn't. To her, the empty chair wasn't just a memory of death. It was proof of a love that had lived. Some days she would sit across from it and talk softly as though he were still there. Other days she simply stared at it, tears rolling down her cheeks, aching for one more laugh, one more story, and one more moment. The chair remained empty, but her heart was filled and full of love they had shared, full of gratitude for the years together, and full of quiet strength to carry on. For though death had claimed the man, the chair still bore the weight of his presence, and Ruth knew she would never see. Grief is one killer that would destroy you totally, and you would not actually love like the sight of it. So it is actually always better to, step out of it, feel free and enjoy your life. Like, try to make it a past tense, because no matter how you grieve, that person wouldn't come back. So why not just move on? Moving on is just the key to every grief you face today. So are you in any grief in life? Try to move on, because the joy in your heart supersedes every grief you go through. And no matter how you grieve that person, the person wouldn't come back. But we all know there would be eternity someday where you will see somebody. I hope this is real, and I know it is. So see you on another episode. Thanks for listening. Bye.